Yo, you might be a coach and not even know it yet. There is each and every one of us start this coaching industry not knowing that we can actually do this as a business. And I was one of them. So once I discovered that, oh, I can actually do this as a business, I've been able to start monetizing it. Initially, it started off as a stable stream of income, and then I was able to go full time doing it, and I've been full time in the business since 2020. So I'm gonna walk you through some of the ways that some of the ideas that allowed me to come into the industry and be more receptive to it and say the coaching industry is something that I want to be a part of. And if it's something that you're not doing or you kind of half foot in and half foot out, maybe this will inspire you to actually dive in and really start taking it serious. So a couple key lessons for me. So one of the first things is I was already giving advice for free. So I started this industry back in 2015, but a lot of people don't know I was already in business prior to 2015. So my first real taste of business was while I was in college, and I was working with a company called Prepaid Legal Shield, which was the first original name for it. And I had to go around and be able to get the enrollments, get the signups, and it was cool. Wasn't necessarily that passionate about it, but one of the things that I loved was the personal development aspect of it. They was had, yo, all right, go ahead, go to chapter this. You had to read this, read that, and I really started to get passionate about me becoming better as a person. I'm like, oh man, I'm making some change. I'm becoming a better person. I really like this. So I took it from that to starting a few different businesses. Most people don't know that I was in the, I don't know if you would call it the beauty business or the healthcare business, or the not health business, but I don't know, cosmetic. I don't know what you really call it, but basically, um, where I did discount memberships with me and my ex-wife. We did at the time she was my girlfriend, but we did like these services where you would pay a discount fee on going to certain participating barbershops and beauty salons. So it's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna pay because I'm always going to the same barber, I'm always going to the same salon. So why not get a discount since I'm spending a lot of money with it, but you have to pay for it. So it was an interesting dynamic that we had, almost like a membership where you get discounts. So okay, so that's where I really started to get more excited about doing business, and I'm like, yo, I can really do this business thing. So okay, so that was going cool. Now, mind you, this was all happening while I was part of this was happening while I was in school, my bachelor's, my master's degree, and then afterwards. So throughout that whole process, I'm in school and I'm doing decent grades. I was like getting the best grades in the world. I was getting straight A's, but I was probably like a C plus B student in college, and joined the fraternity during my years. So shout out to everybody that's in Divine Nine Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. You already know what time it is, right? So boom. So I got a chance to travel. I got a chance to go to different Greek picnics. I got a chance to really enjoy the college life. So I'm getting good enough grades to graduate. I enjoying the college life, and I'm also setting myself up for graduation so I can actually get into my career field. So this is going great. Boom. Now I end up graduating. My bachelor's degree. I get into my field, my master's degree. Now I'm in the field. So I'm in cybersecurity field. Stick with me because I'm taking it somewhere on how I got to this place and how you may not even realize you already doing this. So now I'm in a place where throughout this time, I graduate, I'm in my career field on the side, I'm running these businesses, I'm doing the membership businesses, And now throughout the years, as I'm doing it, people are asking me questions. Yo, Terrell, yo, how did you get into your career field? Yo, Terrell, yo, how are you getting out of school? Because you gotta remember, I was also part of other organizations on campus too, and I got other folks, other students that I know that are years behind me. So they're asking me questions. I got bros that even on my level or my age asking me questions, and I'm answering these and I'm helping throughout the years. And like, yo, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to do your resume. Yo, this is how you, yo, this is what I this is how I connected with this person to be able to get an interview at this place. Yo, this is what you need to do. Make sure you keep your grades up. Yo, you got to make sure you enjoy the college process. So I'm giving all of this game. And throughout this process, I end up start learning, seeing more people that were in the online marketing industry. I started learning more about ET the hip hop preacher. I already knew about Tony Robbins from me doing the prepaid legal services, and we us having to read books and learn about that. So I already knew about Tony. I started learning about a guy named Brendan Burchard, and so now I'm learning about the different online gurus. And I remember my first online program that I bought was called Experts Academy, and it was by Brendan Burchard. Shout out to Brendan Burchard. And he had a whole online academy. It was the most that I spent on a program. I spent like 2 grand on this program, and I remember getting a bunch of these binders, and it was an online course. So it was like spent this money going through this, and what made me want to do it is I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm already I'm already giving people advice. I'm already helping people. People are already asking me questions. And I was just doing this whole thing for free until I really started seeing the people online that was making money. Because up until this point, I wasn't really thinking about Tony Robbins and his business model from a coaching perspective. I'm just like, oh, this dude know a lot about personal development. I wasn't really looking at what ET was doing and how he has that. But Brendan Burchard was one of the first people that I actually saw that was like, yo, you can actually do coaching and you could put together these digital products. And so that was kind of like the first time that I said, oh, I can actually get into the industry outside of me just looking at folks in the industry just from a personal development perspective. So I said, you know what, let me sign up for this program because I didn't know anything about how I'm supposed to get clients. I didn't know how to put together these programs. I didn't know how to put together these courses. I didn't know how to do the marketing. I didn't even know how to coach. I just knew that I was helping people with all of this advice throughout the years. It was so once I started going through it, I'm like, oh yeah, some of the stuff I did naturally. Oh, this is how you do it. This is how you get clients in. And it was at that point in 2015 that I decided I'm gonna hang my hat on it and I'm gonna say I'm gonna be college development coach. I'm gonna be a college development coach. And I decided at that point that I'm gonna start helping college students. So actually, let me share with you. I'm gonna share my screen so you can actually get a chance to see some of the videos. Now, this is me not really knowing anything, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna try. I said, how hard can it be? But but I just tried and I got out there. So, if you're in a place right now where you feel like, can I really do it? Is it worth it? I'm telling you right now, you're probably already giving advice and helping people, but you're just not getting paid for it. And you have the opportunity to get paid for it. So I went back, I'm at my YouTube on my YouTube channel, and I went back to my oldest videos. Look how old this is. Look at this. 10 years ago, I was on ABC News. So this is at the point where like I just finished writing this college book. I was on a college radio. I was interviewing 4.0 students. Now, I'm telling you, this was my first step into this industry, right? Look at this. 3 essential keys to college success, the number one secret to making college successful, how to never be broke again during college, how to deal with a psychotic roommate. This is what I was talking about. And so this was my first introduction and coming into the coaching industry. So that's what makes this important to me. And this is why the coaching industry has a special place in my heart because I just was already given advice and I decided to come into it. So if you have you been thinking about it and you've been one foot in, one foot out, or you kind of heard about it like, yo, I've been hearing people are getting clients or making money online doing this, or I want to be able to help other people, and you are the type of person. By the way, this is not something that's new. You're probably already helping people, is what I'm saying. All you would need to do is put together a a price and formulate a couple steps that's going to help somebody make progress. That's all you would need to do. This is not some big rocket science thing. It's like once you say you could, okay, now I am a coach, because you've already been playing coach already. But now you're saying, okay, I am a coach. The only thing that changes from that standpoint now is, let me be a little bit more structured in terms of what I'm going to teach people. So instead of just giving random advice, so for example, when I decided, okay, I'm going to start helping college students, instead of me just giving random advice off the top of my head, I said, okay, I just sat down one day and I said, okay, what are the things that they really need to know? And I just came up with 3 steps at the time. I said, okay, what are the 3 big things that allowed me to enjoy the college process and be able to graduate and be able to get into a good paying job? And that was it. So I said, if I can help somebody just graduate, get a good paying job, and at least help them say that they enjoyed the college process, I said, I felt like I did my job. So that's what I did. And I came up with 3 steps. Um, and if I remember the steps, I'll tell you. But essentially it was around like grades. This wasn't the exact step, but it might have been something like grades or curriculum, um, like basically enjoyment. Or I think it was the 3 E's: education. Oh, something like education, enjoyment, and something else. But basically, that's really what it was. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna teach you some study strategies on what you need to do in order to graduate. Okay, cool. I'm gonna teach you how to be able to have a good social life, what you need to do, how you're gonna be able to enjoy yourself on campus. I had a lot of fun, like at college, from traveling. I was involved in different things. I was doing intramurals. I enjoyed it. So I was able to get through it, enjoy it, and be able to set myself up to be able to get, into a good career. So that's what I came up with, 3 steps. And then I just put a price on it and said, okay, this is what I'm going to charge. Right. And at that point, as I started having more people start asking me for advice, I said, hey, I actually have a program that I can help you with. Now, at the time, I didn't really know marketing like that. So it wasn't like I was making all of this money. I was getting more exposure than anything. As I was telling people about it, they were like, oh yeah, you should come on here. You should go on here. I told somebody about it. They were like, yo, I got a connection to the news station, which is how I actually landed on the news station, on ABC News. And so it was more along the lines of, I wasn't really making that much money initially because I didn't have the skills. Now, if I would have had somebody to mentor me or train me, that would have been something different. But I'm like, all right, well, at least I'm getting some exposure for this. And that was how I started. So this doesn't have to be some big, complicated, big, giant thing. Like, if you like helping people, you like giving good advice, and you don't just want to spend your time helping people for free, especially if you just have a natural feeling that you just want to give. All you need to do is say, okay, let me teach them a couple things. This is going to help them achieve their goal. So now you don't have to think of new advice. You could just give everybody the same advice, and then put a price tag on it. Or even if you don't even want to coach, quote unquote, you can create. I've taught our clients to create a digital course. And I said, okay, well, this is how you create a course, create a little 5-part course. You teach everything you know about the topic to help somebody make progress. And then you put a price on it. So anytime somebody asks you questions, you can say, hey, listen, I created a whole course on it, a whole masterclass on it. Boom. Text them the link, and then they sign up, and then you make money. It's something that you set up one time and you make money. And then on top of that, they still have questions. Then you could say, okay, I will coach you on top of that. So, and that's something that you could set up. I mean, I've created courses in a weekend before. Like you could create a course in a couple hours. It doesn't take that long. Right now, people want short information. They want to go through videos that's like maybe 5, 10 minutes max. And what's stopping you from creating 5 videos that's 10 minutes each? You literally spent the hour creating a course, and now you could charge two, three, four, $500 for it, depending on what you're teaching people. It'd be $1,000, $2,000 for it, right? And then on top of that, you can add a couple coaching sessions on it as a bonus. You in the game, baby. So if this is something that you're already doing, go out and actually do it and make it happen. Like so I'm the guy that is my whole time I've been working with beginners and showing you how to do everything from scratch. I'm at a point now where I'm getting ready to transition and start working with people who's already making sales. But I'm definitely gonna have I definitely have a free community where I'm giving out free game, and then and I'm looking at creating some digital courses, or I already have a couple right now, and in low cost community where you can actually be able to ask me questions, and then when you're ready to take it to the next level, boom, you can come into my ads agency if you qualify for that, and then we can run your ads for you and take it to a whole nother level. But if you just getting started right now, you don't even need any of that. You're not even ready for that right now. It's just about, okay, let me teach somebody one, two, three things. Let me put a price on it. This is what I charge. Okay, I want to create a couple videos on it. I'm gonna create one, two, three, four, 5 videos is usually what I recommend. Put a price on it, and anytime somebody asks you questions, just send them the link and make $500. Boom. This is getting in the game to the coaching industry. So hopefully that this is helpful. I want you to go out, start helping more people, because I think right now we need it. There's a lot of people right now that need it, and it's going to keep eating away at you if you keep seeing people who are in the industry. People are helping. It could be a good, reliable way to generate some consistent revenue. I'm not saying you're going to get rich and make $50 million, but there's no reason why you can't make 1K, 2K, $3,000 a month, 5K a month consistently while you're doing your job. I was doing this. I was generating income 5 years while I was working my job. When I went to school for, I was doing cybersecurity. My whole career is actually cybersecurity. It wasn't even business coaching. It was cybersecurity. But on the side, I was helping. On the side, I was coaching. On the side, I was selling courses. On the side, I was doing it, and because I love to help people. And then eventually it got eventually I figured it out. Really, I started figuring out advertising and marketing, because I already started understanding how I can help people, but I didn't understand the marketing side of it. So once I figured that out, boom, in 2020 everything started taking off, started getting way more clients, and then I've been full-time ever since. So if I could do it, you could do it. I come from the hood. I'm south side of the Bronx, eating syrup sandwiches. Like I grew up, like I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I didn't grow up having everything or knowing everything. I figured this out from the mud. Had to figure it out. So it's something that you can absolutely do too, and a lot of times you might need a mentor, you might need a coach. So if you see anything that I'm doing, or you can always hit me up, or you see something I'm doing in my community, and I can walk you through getting started. Somebody asked me recently about doing a digital course. So what I'm looking at doing is I'm looking at, within the next few weeks, doing a challenge where essentially we're going to literally create your digital course in real time. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can go ahead and put waiting list in the comments. Put waiting list in the comments, and then what I'll do is I'll put you on a waiting list. So when I launch this challenge, you could get in, and then we'll literally create your digital course in 1 week. We'll put a price on it, and then you can start selling it. Slow motion is better than no motion. Let's work.